All right, so we're given a quadratic function here. I know it's a quadratic because of the x squared, and we're asked to graph this. So the graphs of quadratics look like parabolas, which is what you see here, these shapes that kind of look like U's. Those are parabolas. And so let's start off with the standard form of a quadratic. So the standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the standard form. And so the first thing I would look at is you should know that the a value determines which way the parabola opens up. And so if you have a positive a value is going to look like that. And if you have a negative a value, it's just going to be flipped around like so. I'm not great at drawing parabolas. Have mercy on me. So our problem here, if we look at our equation, the a value is the coefficient of x squared, which there's nothing written there, but that means it's 1. So it's a positive 1, so it's a positive a. So it's going to be like this. And so that tells me the answer is either A, C, or D. So we can throw out B because it doesn't open up the right way. Now, the next thing I would do is look at the y-intercept because that's easy to find. But if I look at these, they all have the same. Well, actually, this one has a y-intercept of -3. So real quick, the way you find the y-intercept, let me write this down for you. The y-intercept occurs, so I'm just going to put y-I-N-T. The y-intercept occurs where the x value is equal to 0. So if I just plug in 0 into the function, so if I plug in 0 for x here, you can see this would be 0, this would be 0, they'd go away. And what I'm left with is 3. That's the y-intercept. So this number is giving me the y-intercept, which is 3. So now my answer is either A or C because D has a y-intercept of -3. All right, so we're doing pretty good. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the axis of symmetry. And so the axis of symmetry is an imaginary line that splits right down the middle, and the left side and the right side are symmetrical. This is called the axis of symmetry. Axis of, practice my spelling today. We'll see how I do. Oh, is there two M's? Oh boy, I think there's two M's. That's why I teach math. That's the axis of symmetry. And that's the x value that it crosses through. So this has an axis of symmetry of x equals -2, whereas the one over here has an axis of symmetry of +2. So that's a good differentiator. So we can find out what the axis of symmetry is, and that'll tell us which of these answers is correct. So to find the axis of symmetry, here I'm going to have to write it out again. Axis of, here we go. I'm going to cheat and just write SYM. Yes, I can do that. To find the axis of symmetry, there's a formula that says x equals -b over 2a. Now, the b and the a come from the standard form here. So the coefficient of x squared is the a, the coefficient of x is the b. So if I go over here, my b value is 4, and my a value, we said before, was 1. So b is 4, a is 1. So I take the opposite of b, that would be -4 over 2 times 1, and that'll give me the location of the axis of symmetry. So -b would be -4 over 2 times the a value, which is 1. So this is just -4 divided by 2, which is -2. And so the axis of symmetry is at -2. And so that tells me the answer is C. No, sorry. The answer is A. -2, not +2. So the answer is A. And by the way, I'll just point out this value for the axis of symmetry is also the x coordinate of the vertex. And the vertex is this point right here. If you wanted to find the y value of the vertex, so if you had a question asking you the location of the vertex, well, you could just read it off the graph here, but mathematically you find it by taking this x value plugging it into the equation and then solving it to find out what y is equal to. All right. So hopefully that helped you out. Keep working hard. You're on your path to mastering the math.